All right, welcome to Tangle Tuesday. That's what it says. That's what it says. So today you are going to need some tools. Move my little guy over here. You're going to need a pen with preferably black ink, but if you have another color of ink, it's okay. Any pen will work for this. You don't have to be fancy. If all you've got is a ballpoint pen, gel pen, whatever, it'll work just fine. Today I'm going to use my Pitt Artist pen and in a fine, F for fine. And my backup pen is a Micron PN. And I've got pencils to play with. You got your standard HB Zentangle pencil. I'm also going to play around with this pencil. It's a little softer. It's by Cretacolor. I really like these pencils. They're hard to find sometimes. Made in Austria. And this one is F. I have no idea what the F means. Let's say it stands for, I don't know. I'm not sure what it stands for. Okay.
Friendly.
Finley? Ah.
Friendly.
Friendly. I like it. Friendly. It's my friendly pencil. So let's just see it here. So it's like that. It's quite hard. It's not too soft, but it might work just really well. And I've also got some really softer. I've got a 4B by Stettler and another 9B, which is super soft. So, play around with. And I also have a torchon or a blending stump. If you have a finger, it'll also work. A Q-tip can also work to spread out the graphite. And if you have makeup sponges, that also works. But these really are the best thing. And they're cheap, cheap, cheap. And I think if you go online, you will probably find a video on how to make your own. So you're also going to need a piece of paper. And you can use a Zentangle tile. You can use your sketchbook. I'm going to be using the Strathmore Artist tiles in the vellum surface. So it's Bristol paper with a fine vellum surface. So they're soft. And they're 6x6, which is a good size I find for teaching. At any time you can't see anything, please let me know. And we're just going to start, just as a reminder, to sit comfortably in your chair and as evenly weighted in your chair. So try not to be too lopsided. We tend to do that when we're drawing and painting and doing those kind of things. So if you could do that, that's good. Oh, I also have some color to play with today. And so I've got some colored pencils that I've sorted out, and I realized when I did this, so these are all Prismacolor, except I have a stray Crayola in there, but I like the color. And we'll see how it blends with its more expensive friends. Okay. You're going to start off by taking a moment and maybe just feeling a little gratitude for the day, whether it has been a good day or a not so good day. Just to have a little gratitude for just being here and experiencing what you're experiencing. And just take a moment, look around maybe, to feel thankful for where we are today and that we're here and that you're here. And I'm really happy you're here. And we're going to start by taking a pencil, and this one's going to involve a border. I had one idea started out, all mapped out and drawn out yesterday, and then I got in the shower and I changed it in my head. So let's see how it goes. So about a finger's width or so, depending on the size of your paper, you're going to put a dot with a pencil. And I'm going to just hold down the exposure on this a little bit. Hopefully you should be able to see that. Another one down here. I'm doing it slowly. Another over here. And another over there. Okay, I'm going to get rid of that thing. And you connect the dots any way you want to. They can be straight, curvy, curly, whirly, whatever you like. And I'm just going to do a sort of straight line. I'm going to turn my paper. Another one. And go another way here. Another one here. So you've got a border already. It's all good. So in a corner, I'm going to pick my upper left-hand corner because I'm right-handed and I don't want to smush and smear with my hand. So I'm going to pick up here and start here. I'm just going to do in this corner. So this is about a third of the way, no, that maybe a quarter of the way from the corner. I'm going to do an arc with my pencil. It's not a perfect arc, it's an arc. Then I'm going to put my pencil away and bring out my pen, my Faber-Castell Pitt pen in fine for friendly. And the first tangle we're going to do, we're actually going to start not right there, but on the outside, is called Float Fest by Carol O. And I think I pronounced her name correctly, O-H-L. And let me write it down so that you know what it is. So it's a Float Fest. And I've never, until yesterday, I'd never done this tangle before. And I thought, oh, it's perfect because I wanted to do something a little flowery, considering Mother's Day is on its way and it's time to plant where we are. So this one starts like Crescent Moon. And so you're going to do these little bumps. And they have some, give them some space. Maddie's already complaining down there. I can hear her growling. This is boring already. I can't get comfortable, she says. Why don't you put a pillow in this room? And then you can do a tangle in each, the interior of each of those crescent moons, or you can just black it out, just puddle in. I think I was going to leave a little shine there. Let's just make this a little, so you can see a little shine on that one. But you can do whatever you want. Your time, your pen. Maddie, get out of the garbage can. Thank you. And oh, trouble. Can you tell? She's bored already. She's taken my balance ball and she's batting it around the studio. Okay, I'm not playing. I'm teaching, trying to. Okay, you're going out. Excuse me while I let the dog out. You be quiet. Okay. All right. There's that distraction. And I don't know why. Even when I was coloring as a kid, I would outline everything before I colored it in. So I still do that. I don't know, it kind of helps to give me an idea where the edges are. Pretty simple there. And I'm going to turn my piece of paper so now it's this way. And I'm going to start right here on the edge. So right there. And draw an arc to the edge, not right in the middle, but the inside edge there. And then aura that line. Then I'm going to do another one. Whoops. Right beside that one. Have it come in there. And they can also, they can start up here, up higher on the arc if you want. So they can start over there. Really is a very free form kind of tangle. Today we're working on easy, free form-ish design. And notice how slowly I'm going. Slowly and mindfully. By going slowly, your nervous system can adapt. And I'm going to just have one coming off here a little bit. All right. Then we'll start another one here. And then I'm going to bring it, the tail of it, through. And I'm going to go right over that pencil line. So this is my little variation of this tangle. Excuse me. I'm going to do another one. Feeding off that one. And coming down. So now you've sort of got the start of another tangle inside this arc. And I really like, it's nice to have strings to work on, but really where I really enjoy is where you start with a tangle and you let it grow. It's like, okay, I got this, now what can I do with it? Where can it go? So if you at any time say, oh, I get what's going on here, but I have another idea of what I want to do with this, feel free to just riff off that, what I'm doing, and go in your own direction. So we're going to do one more row here. I really like this one. It sort of reminds me of lace. Oh, remember lace doilies on the back of the sofa. Don't see many of those these days. Again, I'm going to bring this line down. Carry it on, just fly over those forms. Carry it on down. And I'm showing you an arced version, but you can also put a little peak on those arcs if you wish. So it would be like more like that. That's an option. And remember to breathe. This is for me. Breathe. And then I'm going to have some lines come in this way, just imaginary, that it continued, say. So in here, you've got all sorts of options. You can put other tangles in there. You could save it and color it in. You could just outline the interior space. I'm going to leave that up to you, to whatever you want to put in there. And then we're going to continue on. Just give you a second or two to catch up. Okay, the next one is a new tangle that I came up with. Find it. I'm calling it. It is similar to Sturkles, but not quite. And it's just a little different. So I'm calling it SEA beads. So if you want to after the class, you can go and check out the video on that, because I made a little video yesterday on how to do it and its variations, because there's lots of variations and ideas. On my YouTube channel, Color, C-O, I'll put that on there, C-O-U-C-O-L. God, can't spell. Garden Studio. And my name, Loretta West, CZT. And you can find all sorts of videos on there. And sea beads will be uploaded later today, I think. But it's just fun. So I'm going to show it to you now. So what I'm going to do here is do another arc on the other side of this. And another one, I'm using my pen here, but you could use a pencil if you wish. Up here, so another band. Well, not bad. I find arcs and things like that are easier to draw if I keep my hand on a surface. If I do it up in the air, then things can get more wiggly. But if I can hold my hand and let it slide with the pen, then usually things turn out a little better. Just a little tip. Okay, sea beads. Sea beads is cool. It's so easy and it's a great tangle if you have difficulties with shaky hands, which I know in the morning my hands are not as stable as they used to be when I was 30. This is a great one because the shake doesn't matter. So I'm going to start with my, that's a little bit like this. Okay, I'll move that over there. That's causing a shadow now. We have light coming in from the window. All right, and I'm going to follow this arc. And I'm just going to start doing funny little woobie lines. Wibbly wobbly. Sort of like river. And they don't have to be curvy. They can be zigzaggy. They can be wherever you want to be. So they could be, and then they cross over. And they're not doing it at regular intervals. They're crossing over in a random way. Think of a wild ECG report. Okay. Then we're just going to keep going. And you could do as many as you want of these. You don't have to fill up the whole space. I'm not going to fill up the whole space, but for time, being what time is, I'm doing on this side. So this all started from a hotel stay in Victoria, BC, in Canada. My mother lives there, my sister lives there, and other family. And so we stay at this hotel right on the water every time. And this similar design is in the carpets of the hallways. And it looks like seaweed, kind of, kelp with little kelp beads. And I was just captivated. So I thought, cool, I must make this into a tangle. And so I did, and then I lost it. I don't know, I put it away somewhere. And so I was cleaning out my closet, my art closet, sending a lot of stuff to the thrift store. And I found it. I found it again. So I went, oh, I have to do this. So there's lots of ways to handle this, but we're going to just do the basic way for this. So you're going to take, let me just put this in here, and you're going to corral these lines with your pen. And that is an oval shape, but they can be a triangle. They can be a rectangle. Beads are not all round. They can be more round and less oval. So on the carpet, they were just oval shapes. But in the shower, when I do my best thinking, I thought, well, what am I sticking to? Just oval shapes. This is crazy. I can do all sorts of things here. I don't have to conform. And they can be on their side, and they don't have to be straight up and down. Mix and match. So just do a few. You don't have to do a ton. Do a few for now. You can always add more later. And then you go in and decide, black in just these little areas that are now naturally created. Just did a little bit. Let me just do that so you can see better. I got this. Or you can color it. You don't have to use black. You could use some sort of coloring tool. So you can go in and do that. And then where these little seed shapes are, you can black those in or color them in. Or you can also put a tangle in there. Really let your imagination fly with it. When I make art, I try to answer the question. I ask the question and answer the question, what if I? So what if I did this? What would happen if I did this? So if you have, what if I did this? Just an experiment what we're doing, just really an experiment. So answer that question by trying out what's popping into your head. And the more you allow that process, the ideas to flow in and then to explode on the page, the more ideas you will get. So it's a really abstract design. I really like it. I still like it. Yay! And again, you can fill up this whole space. With that. Okay, and now I kind of call this is not really a tangle, but it's just fun. And it's sort of like, if you remember the candy, I don't know if they still sell it, licorice all sorts, where it's just different shapes and different colors. I love licorice. It's got to be one of my favorite flavors. So just at random, imagine a field of color and maybe some flower shapes. I've got some flower shapes here, like that. Maybe some circles. Triangles. A little coil of printemps here and there. Just fill up your space here with these shapes. They can be repeating. They don't have to have a plan. And then within that, you could do some diagonal lines maybe. We're just going to fill this up with these little shapes. Maybe some curlicues. Another flower down here. Some square shapes, and then they can overlap. These shapes are, just imagine that they're having a party on your paper. They're kicking it up. It's spring. Dancing. Sort of like confetti. That's what it is. It's like confetti. Have some hanging off the edge. Squirrely lines. And fill it up as much as you want. You can have space, doesn't have to have space. You can just pack it in there, or you can create more space. But I think there's one, isn't there one called Partay? Spelled, there's a Tangle called Partay. A-R-T-A-Y. I think there is, but I could be wrong. but this is sort of a similar. Yeah, some fun there. And then on the border, you could do all sorts of things. You know, you could just pick your favorite border, but because it's spring, I'm going to do in a pod because I know the peas are coming. I haven't planted them yet because it's still too cold for yet. And I think that's a Carol O, also one of her. Yep, it is. It is also by Carol O. Or all. Yep. Okay. So it's a really simple one. It's great for borders. It's fast and easy. So you just do a loopy line, undulating line. Turn it so that's coming out this way. Whoopsie. Kind of hard to do it on the corners there. I'm working it the best I can. I'm trying to make sure that I'm holding my pen as lightly as I can without a death grip. And when you're teaching, it always feels a little more pressure. Okay, do things right. Okay, and then another line here, undulating with that one. So we've got this helix. Oops. I think I'll do this and then come down on this one. So I'm just giving you some ideas and you can fill in as much as you want with your own Tangle ideas. So I think I'll do that. What's going on there? I'll have to fix that. So what's lovely about Zentangle is if you make a mistake, you can always fix it somehow, or usually. So that's one of the things that really has taught me was, you know, being a painter is that gives you the confidence to know that you've got the tools to fix something later. Just keep in the flow. Okay. So then I'm just going to show you on one of these. You aura this exterior line. And you could just make it one line thick, or you could put another one in there. Carol shows it with two extra lines. And then some orbs or fat little peas. I love the little tiny peas. Ah, thank you, Brenda. Partay by our friend Margaret Bremner. Thank you so much for letting me know that that's what it was. I knew it was in there somewhere in my memory banks. Just carry on the whole way around. So we're going to do a little coloring. And you can certainly spend time to finish your composition. We'll do a little color. So I love these spaces in here. And I'm going to start with a little bit of yellow. This is Prismacolor number 916. You can tell it's one of my favorites because it's short. And it's called Canary Yellow. What did I find out? Oh, this is interesting. Well, there's a really good book. If you're interested in color, I'm just going to do a little sidetrack here. If you're interested in color and how color is made, I highly recommend this book, Color by Victoria Finlay. And how, you know, a lot of it's chemically made now, but before when they used to use real gems and, you know, so one of the things that she talks about is this Indian yellow and how they originally made it. This is really bizarre, but they fed mangoes to cows and they that put out very, very strong yellow urine as a result. And then they would let it dry and use the crystals as a paint base. Pretty wild. So this is not that yellow. It is canary yellow, so hopefully not made from canaries. And so in this space, I'm going to just start to do just little circles with my colored pencil. And go right over it. So these are really waxy and they just leave a lovely waxy buildup on the paper that makes it more blendable. And then I have a little darker color here. This is Prismacolor 1003 called Spanish Orange. It's more yellow than orange to me, but there you go. I'm just gonna go in and put some darker bits around the edge of this one, this space. And I have another one, darker. This is Prismacolor 921 Pale Vermilion. And in there, I'm going to just go around the edge, just tickle the edge here. Blow on a little bit. Get rid of some of the, I've got this cool thing. It's a dusting brush. You can just dust off the edge. You can blow on it too. And sometimes I like to go back in with the lightest color and blend them together. And that, oh, if you can see that just glowing. So I'm going to do the whole interior with this yellow orange combination. And you can certainly also shade this as well. If you go to Carol Oll's blog, she's got some really lovely examples there. Back to my lighter color. Oh yeah, really pretty. Making it glow. That's what I like. Oh yeah. Nice. And then I'm gonna try this Crayola. See what happens. Over one of these petals. Oh yeah, what a difference. Really chalky compared to the buttery. But the color gets on there compared to the buttery Prismacolors. But it still works. Then I've got this Prismacolor 903 True Blue. So if you're ever wanting to know what True Blue looks like, apparently that's this color. And I'll go in and just around the edge. I really press hard on the very edge and let up my pressure. So there. Let's give you a minute to catch up there. We'll look for a darker blue. So if you're looking for the Prismacolor pencils, you don't have any, it's worth it. They come in sets. What I did, and this is a long time ago, was I had one of those Michaels 50% off coupons. So I went in and I splurged and I got 132 pencils, which I only use maybe 30. Well, but I got them. Should I ever need that off-white? I'm there. So if you do Zen Gems, that's a perfect spot for this. You certainly can use markers, watercolor, ink tints. And the lovely thing about these Prismacolor pencils, they last a really long time. So they're a great investment. And if they get too short, like this will get too short, then you just go into a art supply store and look for that number, or you might be able to order it online if you can't find it there. I'll just do all these together. You can also, they do come with a blending pencil. So you'd use that underneath before you add the color. You also can use just bright white and use that underneath before you add the color. And that puts down a waxy base so that things are more easily blended. So whatever brand you choose, if you're looking for a good pencil, just check it out and make sure that it's nice and soft. There's lots of different brands out there, but the softer ones blend the best. And I think they provide, this kind of glow that is unique to a softer pencil. Just blendability. Just going to go back in with my darker blue. Just redefine those edges a little bit. So yeah. Oh yeah, I can't wait to finish that this afternoon. See where this goes. And as usual, I encourage you to share your completed piece on whatever social media that you use. On Instagram, if you could tag me, loretta.west.artist. And there's also a Tangle Tuesday Facebook page that you can ask to join if you haven't already. And if you have joined, please feel free to put your completed works on there so everybody can see. And this lesson will be on YouTube if all goes well in technology world. And you can always share it with your friends. And don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel, Loretta West at Color Garden Studio. And if you care to donate, there's a teeny tiny little donate button on there on the main splash page on the banner on the right hand side. It says donate. It goes to PayPal, and that would be most appreciated. And I really appreciate, honest to God, I really do appreciate all the people that have donated so far to keep me in supplies and keep me going. It does really help. A little incentive goes a long way these days, and I do appreciate what you've done. So I think we're going to be done here. I'm going to stop the recording and then we can share what we've done so far. Let me just do that and say goodbye to anybody who's watching the recording. Thank you very much for joining us today, and stay well.